Hello and welcome to Hey, I Loved That Movie, the podcast where we rewatch the films we loved when we were younger to see if they still hold up. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Helena.
I feel like I enunciated that really well this week. Anyway.
Yeah, good for
It's
you.
your fucking job.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
well, normally it's just a slur of words.
We have had a break. We have had a break in recording.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
it's been a
nice little
while,
break.
actually.
Yeah, we actually met up in between the break and got lunch. It was very nice.
Didn't
That's
record
nice.
anything in person though, so
No, it's
I'm not
it's
that
too much
organised.
effort.
I forgot
Anyway,
the DVD.
No. For this week's episode, we watched War of the Worlds.
I like to think that we all did that noise and it cut out for all of us on Discord.
Yeah, no one heard it. Yeah, or more accurately, it's just Dakota Fanning screaming for 2 hours.
she did good. I thought so. This film, Dan, you picked it,
Yeah.
which is such
Yes,
a bizarre film to be like. This is a childhood movie.
Well, see, I remember watching this when it came out, on like a DVD, and I remember finding it a bit scary because I was like 13. But the main thing I remember was being obsessed with the special features from this and the fact that like so many bits of it, like the huge plane crash and everything, were just like real sets. And I remember seeing a like the sort of VFX breakdown of the whole bit where the when the highway gets destroyed behind all the houses and it's all exploding and shit. And I remember seeing that kind of thing and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Movies are great. But the actual movie I did find a bit scary, but I also liked it. So what's your history with this one?
I definitely watched this film, and this is one of those rare occasions where I did not like it when I was younger, and I actually really like it now.
Yeah.
Like, I had a block on this movie. I was like, I hated it. Always thought I'd hate it. I was going into it today being like, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good film.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's got one bit where it's like, it feels like there's a chunk missing, but apart from that, it's good.
It's good. It's a very well made film. But I
Yeah, I
assume,
mean, it's,
Helena,
you
you
know.
don't think that.
Yeah, I didn't really gel with this film.
Helen is
At all.
very anti-Steven Spielberg.
I mean, it's not his best film. Yeah, I remember, Dan, you made me watch this. And I
Oh,
thought it
that
was
was
meh at the time.
This was a
Oh,
Dan
okay,
made
that-
you watch kind of film.
That was probably the last time I would have also seen it then, because it's
Yeah.
been quite a long time since
No,
I've watched it.
Understandable why you didn't like it, because it was a Dan made you watch kind of
Yeah.
film. And
Twice.
Historically, he's not good at that.
No, yeah.
I guess all I can remember is, I think watching it on your incredibly uncomfortable sofa.
Oh yeah, no, this is a film you need to be. You need to like get ready to watch this film.
And
Yeah.
in my mind, I'd confused it with World War Z, I think.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was
Brad
kind of
Pitt's
waiting
Hollywood.
for I was kind of waiting for Tom Cruise to like save the day.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't. He does fuck all.
Yeah,
no
he
one
does-
does anything in this film.
No one does anything, and then the aliens get a virus and they die, which I assume when the book was written in like the late 1800s, that was way fucking cooler as a concept. Whereas this
I don't
time it
think
was
it's
just
a
like,
bad concept. I think this film is not good.
I feel like the problem is that there's no hints towards the fact that that will happen at any point until it does at the end.
There literally is though. This film is
There's a
foreshadowing the movie. What are you
Oh yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
The Splinter.
She's
bit at the
literally
beginning is-
outright.
yeah.
This whole film is described constantly throughout the film.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I have a splinter," and he's like, "Oh, you'll get an infection. It'll go bad." And she's like, "Nah,
Nah.
it'll sort
You know.
itself out."
Yeah. The body will be fine. It'll be alright.
The rest of the film happens.
Yeah.
Oh, this one was foreshadowing the movie. It is
A
bit
lot of
stupid.
it is foreshadowing.
It's a bit stupid.
No, but they've only got 3 legs.
Yeah, but they've got 4 lights on them. So.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
create foreshadows.
Yeah. I assume.
So should we go through this film? Which watching
Tom
it.
Cruise, bad dad.
Well, watching it, I realised it was in fact a sitcom setup because you have Tom Cruise, bad dad, terrible, like kind of shitty dad doesn't really know how to look after his kids, gets stuck with them for a weekend. Ooh, something happens and they have to get back home. And it's a bad dad, an annoying little girl who's smarter than she should be, and a teenage son that's grumpy and like emo hair that sits in the back and doesn't talk. That is the setup.
And their mum's Eowyn.
Yeah. That is a setup for a comedy film, like a family rom-com if I've ever seen one.
Or any disaster movie.
Or any disaster movie. But just that setup.
But like
of,
more
like,
Sharknado disaster movie, not like...
Well, I'm thinking like 2012 or something. I assume.
But that setup of like that particular family dynamic is absolutely in a family comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels so arbitrary.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Like-
did then though.
What, in 2005?
Yeah,
It's just a bit like it feels very sitcom-y, heavy-handed, obvious tropes.
Yeah.
For the wrong genre.
yeah, and I think that's why I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it's kind of nice that it kind of mushes them together. Yes, but it's like it's a good vehicle to be like, okay, this character needs to have growth through this.
Yeah,
Like,
it sets up
it'd be a bit of a shit film if he was a perfect dad and
It's
they
a
just
shit-
went through all nicely.
or if he was shit.
Oh, there's
throughout.
aliens, right? Let's have a nice little.
But that's we should go through it though. So,
Yeah,
Tom Cruise shit dad. Well,
works on at the harbour.
yeah, works
on the
somewhere
crates.
completely unimportant.
Yep,
It
it
doesn't-
has nothing to do with the film.
No, doesn't come up once. He's just kind of like get on with his own life. His ex-wife, assumedly, drops off his two kids, which he just sort of seems to hate.
It's like he's just kind of more focused on work, living, and enjoying his nice car.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like he's never got enough money. His wife's new partner's paying for the kids' school. She's pregnant with a new baby.
yeah, he's just a deadbeat dad.
But like,
Always
there's
got
no
his
food in the
fridge
house.
sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like order something, and like his daughter's Dakota Fanning, who is like as a young actress, pretty good in this.
Oh, I think she's a really good actress. I
Yeah.
think the character is annoying.
Oh, the
I think
character's so irritating.
she plays the part really well.
Yeah,
The
she
part
plays that
deserves
character
to
very well.
die.
You were watching the whole time thinking, I hope this child gets turned to dust. by
Man, I
aliens."
was rooting for the aliens the entire time.
You're on Team Alien.
It's because you fucking hate Tom
Absolutely.
Cruise.
I do hate Tom Cruise.
To be fair, yeah, he was like the most irritating part of this for me.
No, she is. And actually, so is the other kid. The other kid's a bit of a twat. Oh, I need to do this, Dad. I need to see this, Dad. It's like, no, you don't. You're going to fucking die.
He wants,
Well,
to,
yeah, that's just perfect army propaganda, you
he
know.
wants to be a good person. This
Yeah,
film,
good
If I
person
join
is
the
helping
army,
your...
I can help win the war, and I will be a hero, and I'm not going to die horrifically.
but this, to be fair, I don't think this film is that army propagandary because the army
No.
are fucking idiots in it.
No, that's what I mean. It's very kind of showing what the propaganda is like. Of like, you know, you think
Yeah.
you're going to go and do this amazing thing,
He's like, the fuck.
and it's just immediately you're fucked. You know.
Yeah. I did like that it wasn't about big scary monsters. It was about how people are real shitty when they're put into a life
Yeah.
and death situation like that.
Yeah, a lot of this is just about the panic
Yeah.
of the people in
And
yeah.
him being like, it's like the son cares about people and is like, oh, people are fundamentally good. And his dad's like, no.
Yeah,
No.
like his son trying to actually help people onto the boat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
let's
enough
go
of
back
a
to
situation.
we
Yeah.
zoomed forward a bit.
So he gets put on with the kids. There's a lightning storm
Yes,
located entirely in his back garden.
it's
Well,
just over the road,
first
just
in
behind the
Ukraine.
garden. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of everywhere in the world. There's like EMPs, weird lightning storms. There's like the son has like taken the car out, and he'd gone to have
Oh,
a
he's gone-
sleep.
Yeah, joyriding. And he's sleeping because he works nights or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Rachel ordered hummus.
Well,
So-
he said order food, so she ordered a hummus.
She was ahead of the game in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
love hummus now.
Too smart for her own good.
But yeah, it's like, oh, the wind's blowing towards the storm. It's really weird. And then, the I remember, yeah, the first time we were watching it, when the wind stops and then the lightning starts striking, I was like, this is so creepy. I'm scared.
The-
It is, yeah.
This
But
film,
it is like, it's really well done tension. for
yeah,
that
this
kind of thing.
this film does set up and hold tension really
Yeah.
well.
It is. It
Yeah.
is stressful,
It's a very stressful film to
especially
watch.
when there's a kid that won't shut up,
Yeah,
screaming all the time.
and like just kind of like he has absolutely no. So there's lightning. All the cars stop working.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
And
the
then-
power in the phones go down.
Yeah, and then he goes to look in the hole. that the
Yeah, he
lightning
tells the son to like go back and look after the daughter, and some random person's like, the lightning struck the same spot 26 times. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, I do like that line where it hits behind the house, and he's like, "Don't worry, it never strikes twice in the same place," and then it just keeps happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is actually not true anyway.
yeah.
yeah. it's
There's a
weird.
load of things like that people just think are true, and it's a load of shit. You know.
It just sounds plausible.
Yeah,
Did you know
like-
Daddy Longlegs is the most poisonous spider, and it just doesn't have very big fangs? Fuck off.
well, you know that every fingerprint is different.
Yes.
There is no feasible way to test that. There is absolutely no way to test that. But yeah, so he goes to check out the hole where the lightning hit. He
Yeah.
goes past a guy that is like, "Oh, this car broke. You should change the part and it'll work." The car is
Change
important.
the debris. Yeah.
Yeah, the car bit is
Dooge and my
important.
flip-flop.
And then the floor starts to break and giant tripod monster comes out.
I love the shot of like where the floor's cracking and the whole it's like spinning and the whole front of that church is just moving. It's a really cool shot.
It is a very cool shot.
And yeah, like I also what I did enjoy about this was like obviously Spielberg's well known for Jaws, and it's like not showing the monster, kind of building up the tension and that, but I think I do really enjoy how the first time you see one of these tripods is just broad fucking daylight. Here it is, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
it's that thing is like
Yeah.
you either only present the monster at the end of the film, or you have to show it all the way through and make it a consistent threat.
yes,
yeah.
Because if they did the reveal at the end, it would have been really disappointing.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They did it at the beginning, and it was great. Because then it's like it's a constant threat. This,
Yeah,
the,
it's just
the actual
and the
like,
noise
tripod,
is
yeah, it's horrifying.
yeah.
mm.
The tripod's
Really
very
scary.
rarely in this film.
Yeah, it was in it a lot less than I remembered, to be fair.
Because it's like it's only like in the background, and when it appears, when it starts attacking people, it kind of vaporizes them to dust.
Yes.
Yeah,
and, like, all their clothes and
oh,
everything.
that was so gross as well.
Yeah, apparently the scene of him covered in dust was just inspired by 9/11 of like
Yeah,
the
Oh,
people
shit.
just
Okay,
covered in
yeah.
dust and shit. But obviously in this it's people.
it's people.
Yeah,
it
that's the horrific part. Is like when she's like, "What's all that dust, Daddy?"
yeah, she
Yeah.
starts
He,
touching
he sort of he
At
he
no point is she
realises
like,
that-
don't do that.
Yeah. Like him running as well, and yeah, I remember seeing a behind the scenes thing of like that car coming through the window and all that kind of thing, and it's like yeah, it's nice kind of like chaos of just the panic of everyone.
Yeah, which is like the
Um,
most stressful thing.
Yeah,
So he gathers the kids.
yeah, he's like, we're going in 60 seconds. I'm gonna get a gun, get
Yeah.
some food.
They get in that car, the non-broken car,
Mhm.
and leave. And the guy that fixed the car is like, the owner's gonna come back soon. He's just like, I'm gonna leave.
He's like he's offering him to get in the car with him. He's like, we have to go right fucking now.
Yeah.
And then the guy just gets dusted.
Well, the
Like,
guy's like, no, I don't. This is like someone else's car. We can't steal it. And then he gets dusted.
yeah.
yeah, that's a classic not quite understanding the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as they're driving away, and that just the tripod comes through and just fucking destroys the whole area.
And then,
Um,
and then you get the sitcom begins,
Yes.
where the
This came from someplace else. What, you mean like Europe? No, Robbie, not
Oh,
like
that
Europe.
line was funny. No, Robbie, not like Europe.
Because they're
Dumb
very
idiot.
much just like, are these terrorists? It's like, no.
Ooh.
They're big fucking robot walkers.
yeah, the people in this film aren't the most intelligent.
No.
The kids certainly aren't.
Even the adults are a bit thick.
Yeah. But
Wah.
so the plan is like, okay, drive to their mum and stepdad's house. and then, hope for the best.
Work out what to do there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they managed to make it there. It's quite a nice sort of big house. It's like a lot more on the outskirts, and the power's still on there. So they're like, oh, okay, nothing has come out here. We should be okay.
Yeah, the film is
Yeah.
essentially them running away from like these aliens that were appearing. That's it. It's like
Yeah.
they're always like they have to be one step ahead of them.
Yeah, they've got to try and get somewhere and survive.
Yeah, they get to this nice house and then they sleep underground, sleep
Yeah.
in the basement, and wake up to
And-
probably the tensest scene in the film.
Yeah, because they have to quickly go into the
Well, there's like a weird noise and
Yeah.
the window. There's like lightning.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
all flashing and it's like purple kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, this film's like colouring is quite strange at times, but yeah, I mean, this nighttime scenes is really effective because it is that kind of like ultraviolet almost light.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like similar lightning, like similar flashes to the lightning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just really loud noises, and they're like, we don't know what this is. So they go into like a little sub basement bit where I guess the boilers or whatever are, 'cause
Yeah.
there's a load of pipes
Yeah.
in there.
And it's they come out and it's a plane has crashed, an entire
Yeah.
fucking plane. But that whole scene is so stressful
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they're
Of just like, what the fuck is this? The aliens here, like, because the tripods came out from underground. What if someone built a house on one?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They
We-
didn't plan for that.
You also have at this point have no idea what the aliens do. Like they vaporize people, maybe,
Yeah.
but they're just you've seen one at this point, and for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, you've not seen it for long at all.
And it's so stressful. But yeah, plane crashed. There's a guy like stealing stuff from the plane, and it's a news team. Who
Yeah,
tell...
they show him like videos of the lightning in like how many tripods are in other places,
Yeah,
and
And-
like the lightning strikes and they slow it right down so you can see like a pod come down in the lightning.
yeah, because
Mm.
she's like, well, these machines were already here.
Hmm.
So who's piloting them? And then she shows the frame by frame of the lightning. Which, like, who filmed that?
Mm.
Who was filming that?
Those storm chasers.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. And there was a pod going in through the lightning.
Yeah.
So-
Imagine if like when they were the aliens probably didn't account for the like London Underground or the subway system. Imagine you trying to dig your tunnel and suddenly like.
I assume it would just
What the
burn.
fuck's-
I mean, that was the point of the lightning, was to just get to the machine.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, what if before this they were like, digging out a subway tunnel and just like, oh, there's a big metal object. Probably a
I-
bit deeper than that.
Yeah, I imagine that when the aliens buried them, they weren't like 50 feet away.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, I
got
loved it. Yeah,
bored.
we've managed to find like the ancient Greek and Roman ruins, but we've not somehow managed to find these like 50-foot down giant aliens.
One of them got bored halfway and was like, "If I just bury it now."
Yeah, that'll do.
One of them was told to dig further and was like, "Eh." Also, thinking about it, with how quick technology moves, wouldn't those alien ships be really outdated by the time they came back to them?
Yeah, it's been a long time since they buried them. So
The aliens just like the aliens that got put in those like the job to do their shit, like but they have to drive their shit cars.
Maybe it's relative, Maybe it took them 10 million years to evolve that kind of technology. And
Yeah, we've never
it's got
seen them
slightly
alive on
better
Mars.
in the last 10,000 years. It's got slightly better, but they haven't like made massive steps.
Maybe.
or they've been hibernating, just waiting.
Yeah.
That's
And it's
actually-
like it's more
That's
like
true.
driving a like 2005 Fiat, but it's still a car.
It's just like, yeah, the modern ones are so much better.
Yeah, this one's not got parking assist.
No, all power steering.
That's why they're just shooting beams off at random to start with, because they're like, the new ones have got like little cameras on the front that you can.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
got to
auto
calibrate
aim.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can hear normally make that loud noise, but the new ones when they reverse, they go beep.
That's a health and safety thing. Like the old
Yeah.
3-legged tripods are
In
so
case
much
you don't see
better.
it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old ones are so much better. See, the difference is like the old ones are all manual, the new ones are all automatic.
Yeah. You've got the new ones are electric, so.
Yeah.
But the problem is they don't work with the EMP, so.
Yeah. But it's got like a
Yeah.
little gear shift. It's got the paddle gear shift. The new ones do. It's a nightmare.
One thing I had forgotten was how the alien tripods kind of like have spontaneous diarrhea every now and then.
Well, they've got to shit out the bodies.
Yeah, they've got to
it's,
shit out the excess blood that they're not using to spray to make the world red.
Yeah, the alien plan is confusing and convoluted.
Yeah, at first they're dusting everyone, and then they're like, hang on, wait. I imagine that's just to, like, thin the numbers, and then we'll work out what we're doing from here.
They've just got no plan. Their plan is unusual. It's very hard to work out what exactly the goal is. But we support them.
Yeah. It's terraforming,
Yeah, you've got to do a bit of terror.
Yeah. By spraying people's blood everywhere. But they hear like tripods in the distance, and so they get back in the car and leave. And then Rachel's like, I need to pee.
Yeah,
and then,
this bit was so frustrating. It's like, this guy has no command of his children. What a terrible parent.
Absolutely not.
You should be able to tell your, 7-year-old daughter, do not run away from me.
In this scenario as well.
Absolutely.
And then immediately it's just like, here's some absolute horror for your child eyes to see.
Genuinely awful scene. In a good way. It was genuinely like, oh. Because, she wanders off to, a river, a stream. And it's just full of bodies. Which, again, what are these aliens doing?
I assumed that those bodies are from, later in the film where they tip up the ferry. I'm assuming it was a bunch of people who were on a boat or something.
But it's a lake.
Or they all fell out of the aeroplane.
How big is it, mate? What? Well, yeah, because there are no bodies on the plane, so I assumed that the aliens got them.
Yeah.
But
I assumed that the plane went down because of the EMP.
Maybe. But why were all the bodies in the lake and not any of them in the plane?
I think the lake is a bit further away from the plane scene. I think it's something different. It feels like the lake scene should have been later in the movie, seeing what else happens in the movie. But
at this point, do the aliens know what their plan is? Because
they've forgotten. It's been a while.
So far, all they've done is they killed a load of people and then went, that doesn't seem right. So then they drowned a load of people, which clearly wasn't the plan. And then later in the film, they seem to work out what to do.
They're like, oh yeah, fuck.
Just kind
of... maybe it's like if you go, say you booked a holiday home.
Yeah.
No one's been in there for a while. You get in there and it's just full of ants.
Yeah.
At first you're like, fuck, and you're scraping some of the ants off and you're pushing them away. Maybe you try and wash them away, and then you finally are like, okay, yeah, no, we need to get the rats, the ant cleaner.
Then you remember that you were supposed to spray the ants' bodies all over the rental.
So what you're saying is they got to Earth kind of panicked and for a bit, trying to work out what to do.
These fucking bug things weren't here last time we were here.
Yeah.
This wasn't here when I buried my cool robot.
This was the last time.
Fuck.
I just panicked for a bit. So the aliens at this point are kind of panicking.
Then they call and exterminate, and they're like, right, what you've got to do...
We were expecting them big fucking lizards. It was a surprise.
Lizards are sneaky, they're harder to find.
Yeah. This is so hard to... They know how to run away. And they're organised and have buildings. And yeah, it's...
Oh god, imagine opening your Airbnb and finding a little ant hotel.
You'd be
little
so
ant army and structures.
You'd
little
be
ant
so
tanks.
confused. To be fair, yeah, you'd panic for a bit.
Yeah.
And then you'd go,
do I
okay.
destroy it? I guess I destroy it because it's still ants and I still need to stay here.
Yeah, and then after a few days, you die because you're allergic to ants.
Yeah. So the little girl panics. He stops her from looking. He's like, why the fuck did you run off? And she's like, yeah, I get it now.
To be fair, she does learn pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, a horrifying, traumatic event like that will make you learn pretty quickly.
It'll make you obedient.
Yeah.
And then some army trucks drive past, and Robbie's like, I want to go. And then Rachel's like, no, don't go. I want you to stay here.
That's the bit that I felt didn't really ring true for me. It was like, this brother clearly loves his sister and wants to keep her safe. Right up until, and then suddenly he doesn't care about her anymore. And it's quite happy to leave her with his dad, who he has made clear he thinks is incapable.
He's like, ooh, army. I was told by that advert, that guy came round to my school, army is good.
It kind of feels like this scene should happen after the boat scene.
Yes,
Because
yeah,
but before this point, you never really get the idea that he cares about other people.
yeah,
Like, he clearly just wants to help people. That's, like, his thing. You never really get that.
yeah. It feels like this is misplaced because then it explains better the
Yeah.
bodies kind of floating down and that kind of thing,
And then they drive on and they get to the boat scene where it's just a load of people walking.
yeah, he's kind of Tom Cruise has let the son drive because he's like, look, I really need to sleep. And when they wake up, there's just people surrounding them.
Yeah. And the
They
son,
both- this scene was so scary. Like, this was like, when the real horror is the humans.
yeah.
Like the tension of like, the guy literally just ripping the windscreen apart with his bare hands just to try and get in the car.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That desperation.
but it's like the son goes, well, can we give any of them a ride? And he's like, no. But it's that thought of, well, we should help them.
Yeah. But the sheer amount of people, it's like,
You just can't.
yeah.
You just
Um,
and like it's shit. You have to be a shitty person at that point.
yeah.
Like, you have to be, because
It is literally every man for himself at this point.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
you-
it's like,
Yeah.
they end up getting held at gunpoint, and he's like, look, take the car, I don't give a shit, just let me get my daughter out of the car.
yeah, and then that dude ends up getting shot.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
like
this
the
is
guy
just
finds,
shit.
because Ray drops his gun and someone else finds it, and they're like, yeah,
And it's
just becomes absolute chaos for
You
a car.
but you can't be the good person in that scenario.
No.
Like, you can't, because it would just get you killed. Like, you can't be the good guy.
Yeah.
and then they
So
get to the boat where we meet
go
another
to the
character for
ferry.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember finding this just like, it's such a brief scene, but when they're all walking and then the like train barriers come down,
Yeah,
and then just the train goes past on fire. It's like, oh fuck.
especially because they're like, well, there's no aliens this way.
Yeah. So
All
it's
the
like
aliens in
that
there.
train is just going. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's got places to be.
Yeah. It's the high speed service.
The high speeds that they don't miss.
No. There's never problems with high speed rail.
Even through an EMP, it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they get to the ferry. We meet this other family for about 30 seconds.
Yeah. It's like, hey Cheryl, I know you.
It's real strange. And then we see,
they're all...
we see that they're all walking towards the ferry, and it's like, there's enough, you can fit more people on.
Mm.
And then you see the tripod in the background in the trees, and all the
Yeah,
birds
there's like
are
a load
flying
of birds flying around it. Yeah.
towards it,
Yeah.
which I feel
But they
like
can't get near it because the tripods have an invisible force field.
fucking foreshadowing.
Yes.
The birds flying towards it feels kind of weird.
Yeah, I thought they were flying away from it when I
Yeah.
first, at first.
Like, that's never entirely clear.
Maybe the birds are the descendants of these aliens.
Or the birds that just want to eat the dead people? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if they're like
That's
crows or something.
Maybe they just smell like sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the alien's favourite snack. They've got a big bag of sunflower.
Oh yeah, when they're
seeds.
draining out all that goo that's inside the machine, like actually half of it is just
Is sunflower
sunflower seed shells.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that, or birds have that instinct to be like, oh, there's a shiny metal thing there, I'm going to shit on it.
Big shiny thing. That's true. That's why they've got the force field.
Yeah, it's just stop the bird shit.
Well,
That's what-
last time they were here, though, the birds were a lot bigger.
Yeah.
A bird has done a shit on my kitchen window, and I can't get to it to clean it off because of the way our window's open.
Just have to
And like,
wait
I
for it
can't
to
do
rain.
anything about it except look at it every
You have
day
to wait for
and
it
like
to rain.
wait for it to rain hard enough to get it off. But like, it was a big bird.
Put like a sticker over it.
Yeah.
Like this side, yeah.
Yeah.
Just close
Not
the curtains.
The other
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Just get rid of the window.
Yeah.
Brick it
Close
up.
the window.
Throw
Take
a
the
brick
window
in it,
out.
it's fine.
Clean it. Put
Yeah.
it back. So yeah, everyone starts sprinting towards the ferry, and they're like, the army like, we have to close it.
Yeah, we've got to go now.
We didn't
Like,
have time, and everyone gets cut off, and they're like, you could fit like 100 more people. What the fuck is wrong with you? So they sneak on. They like jump on, don't they?
yeah, they
Leave-
managed to sneak you around.
Do they
And then
leave
Robbie
that
sees the,
family behind, the friends that we just
Yeah,
met?
they get left behind because they get caught up by the army people.
Just met them for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, Cheryl, I remember you. Goodbye.
Bye. They really want to hammer home that, like, you have to be a bad person.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like there's loads of people trying to climb onto the boat. So Robbie helps them all and like gets everyone to help. And Ray's like, oh wow, he does want to help people. That's
He is
good.
a good person. This scene should have happened before the army scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely that scene with the river should have happened
After.
sort of a little bit later. It kind of
I mean, it worked for Dakota Fanning's character, but it doesn't work for the son. Like, it feels like they crammed two pivotal moments into one scene.
yeah.
And it doesn't. The pacing's not right for the son.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something else should have happened previously, and then this scene happens a bit later on. And
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just weird. It just
but
felt-
anyway, they finally are on the boat.
Well,
but
yeah.
You'll never guess what.
Oh, we
There's a
learned that
bloody
the
tripod under the
fucking
water.
tripod can swim.
Yeah.
Blub, 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 blub.
Because one or two of them would have been buried underwater.
Is
Yeah.
it swimming though if you're walking on the ground underwater?
I don't think the Hudson River's that deep. I don't know. For how tall the tripods are, I mean. Although I guess they could still be walking, but like
On tippy toes.
like spiders, like where their legs are like out instead of
Just
down.
crawling around. Just crouched.
Yeah.
Just the tripod in a deep squat under the Hudson River
Yeah, it's working its glutes.
Yeah.
with its spindly legs.
Yeah.
Because they do have thin legs, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, comparatively.
Comparatively to the rest of the body, they're all spindly legs.
But as we all find out soon, they are designed after the aliens, which I think is quite cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the tripod like
Can you imagine having a
bursts up.
car that was shaped like a guy? That seems
like a mech.
you're like, that would be cool, but like having a car shaped like a guy is a bit,
Yeah. Because it's you still got to walk.
it's
You
a
know?
bit upsetting,
You're
isn't it?
you're thinking of Pacific Rim.
Well, they sort of more reminds me of those. What are the dumb walking thingies called in Star Wars?
the
AT-AT?
AT-ATs or the ATSTs or whatever.
Yeah, the
2
ones
legs
that
or
had, like,
4
the
legs?
Well, both are dumb, but 2 legs are especially dumb.
Throw that up.
They are, because the 4-leg ones, I feel like you can't steer them, so if you drop that at a slight wrong angle and it starts walking... it's
Well, you just need to do it far enough to get the turning circle. The turning circle is about half a planet, though. So it's like one of those bad voices. Wide. But yeah, we learned about that there's an underwater one. The underwater one attacks and they all get knocked
Yeah.
off the boat.
They get knocked off. It's grabbing people out of the water as well.
It's scary.
Because at this point, they have worked out what to do, which is grab people.
Yes, they're like, grab everyone, put them in the little cages.
Okay, grab them, we'll work out what to do with them later.
Yeah.
Scoop all the ants into a
Um,
box for now.
Just put them in a box, put them in the corner, and just go, well, I don't know what to do with them yet.
And then when they manage to get to shore, and this whole scene for some reason is essentially in black and white,
hmm
just for like 30 seconds, and
What,
it's
is it
always made
dark?
me wonder. Yeah, I was like, is it just because it's dark, or I don't know?
It's
Like,
meant to be dark.
yeah,
Well, also there's no lights. There's like, because there's no like actual lights.
yeah. There's no.
Yeah, it's
no
dark
way.
and it's wet.
Yeah. But yeah, they kind of. They're on the right side of the river, and then they see the army fighting the tripods and that over the hill.
Yeah.
And then Robbie's like, "I want to join the army," and
I think they're hiring like their training program's a bit busy right now. But
yeah, they're too busy firing missiles and saying it has no effect, and then being told to keep firing anyway.
Yeah. The Godzilla method.
Yes, yeah. Shoot at it. If it
God.
doesn't work, try shooting at it.
Try killing it?
Yeah. Have you tried the missiles? Oh yeah.
Try
you have.
again.
What about about another
try
one?
again.
Yes.
Try another one. But so he goes off and helps. The dad and the daughter then go find this house with the creepiest guy.
He's
Well,
so creepy.
Robbie kind of goes over, and the dad has to go back to Rachel because another family are trying to like rescue her because she looks on her own.
Well, yeah, because she
And
is on
then-
her own because he's too busy trying to convince his dumbass
Yeah.
son
Yeah.
not to join the army.
Exactly, but Robbie goes over, and then the whole kind of battlefield thing just fucking explodes in a massive
Yeah.
fireball, and it's like, well, Robbie is dead.
Well, damn shit, Robbie. You've done fucked up.
Yes, you did the
You
army
chose
propaganda
poorly.
correctly.
But yeah, they go to
But yeah,
this-
some random guy in a farmhouse is like, "Come over here. You can come in here."
This way. The
And he's
creepiest.
just a bit crazy.
Well, he probably he was probably never fully,
Yeah, he didn't
Great.
strike me as
No.
a sane person before
No.
the attack.
but this definitely has tipped him well over the edge.
Yeah, he's lost his entire family. He used to be a paramedic, so he's like, yeah, I've seen a lot of death
Well,
before.
that's what he says.
Yeah, that's what he says, but who knows, because he's just a bit crazy.
Yes.
To the point where he's like, we can live underground, which I think in the book, I have it, it's on a shelf next to me, I've not read it yet. I'm
How
pretty
many years?
sure.
How many years has it been on the shelf?
Oh, it's only been a few months, actually, I've not had
Oh,
that one
okay.
too long. Yeah. It's
You
a
read
whole
Brave New
H.G.
World
Wells
yet?
collection, it's really nice. No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I'm pretty sure this guy, his plan of living underground is like, well, we've got, like, the start of the London Underground, because it's like, late 1800s, and the London
Yeah.
Underground is surprisingly old. And it's like, yeah, we can
Not if you've been on it.
we can make like live in the tunnels and live underground like the Martians probably did on Mars,
Yeah.
and then we can just survive there. But in this, he's more just like, we can, if we are underground and they're above us, we can come up and shoot them.
It's very American. It's very like we're
Yeah.
the resistance. We're the
Yeah.
resistance in this country, and Tom Cruise is like, my guy. There's no resisting that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like, I just want my daughter to not die, please.
Yeah.
yeah. And then while they're sort of in the basement for a couple of days, they see that the aliens are essentially draining out humans like a spider does to a fly.
The
And
most
it's,
inefficient. I really don't think the aliens. When they're like, "What do you think the aliens are up to?" I would be like, I don't think they know. I
well, they've
think
got all they know is Mars is red, and they've got to figure out a way of making Earth red. And then they're like, oh shit, blood. We can turn this into weird Mars plants.
but they're doing it in the most inefficient way. They're like getting guy by guy, holding them down on the floor and like pulling all their stuff out.
Yeah,
But they're
and then
doing it
spraying.
one person. It takes so long because
Yeah,
there aren't
and they've
that
got
many of
cages
these.
full of people. It's like, why not just have it so the little bit that normally just grabs the guy
Gonna take
is the stabby bit.
so damn long. We'll get to the cage full of people because I need to talk about that. But so
Yes.
they're in the underground. The guy's like being creepy.
The guy is creepy,
Being
and
a bit Nazi.
this whole sequence is also like some of the tensest shit in the movie.
It is. Yeah.
And like
'Cause
she's
it's like-
singing the lullaby and
Well, I mean when they're kind of like when the alien eye stalk kind of comes in,
Yeah.
and they're kind
Yeah.
of slowly sneaking around to hide and stuff like that. And
The
it's
alien
like you've
eye
got
stalk that is baffled by a mirror.
yeah.
Very
Never seen-
confused.
They don't have
about
mirrors on Mars, so
that. No, I guess this alien species has never seen a mirror before.
no.
It's like, ooh.
despite their work or their spaceship being quite shiny.
Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't make
Um,
sense why it's so baffled by a mirror. But this little eye with lights that I just love. I don't know
Yeah.
why they were like, well, there's this alien robot eye. So, okay, so it'll be able to see in the dark. No.
No, it's having a little explore,
But, like,
trying to.
why can't it see? There are many ways. Heat vision. The most
Yeah.
efficient way of finding any living thing is heat vision. And we have that technology. We had it back then.
Yeah.
No, these aliens get little headlights.
Well, the aliens they made their robots thousands and thousands of years ago, so
We don't, Dan, I don't know if you don't know this, but we don't have the technology to make that kind of tripods. I assumed if
No.
they could make them, they might have thermal
That's a good
sensors
point.
instead of little headlights on the front of the tentacle arm eye.
Look, we're only about 4 years off from Elon Musk's cyber tripod. So
That's
it's
true.
fine.
Thank God he did, because thank God Elon Musk didn't watch War of the Worlds as one of his childhood
Yeah.
sci-fi films, because,
Hmm.
well, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little headlights, and it gets baffled by a mirror, and then it almost
Yeah.
catches them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because her foot
Quite a
slips
few
out.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
almost
the other guy,
sitcom in the way that scene
Ogilvy-
happens.
Yeah, the other guy like has an axe and he wants to like attack it, and it's like, no, don't fucking attack
Why
it.
the fuck would you do that?
Like,
So the eye leaves, and then the aliens come down themselves,
yes.
which are these weird tripod dudes.
weird
Yeah.
tripod aliens with big heads, and one of them finds a bike really fascinating, and that's a reference to something.
Yeah.
And even that scene when it's like the aliens are going round, and Dakota Fanning's character's on that like sort of rocking chair, and it grabs the chair and pushes it forward as it leans over, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, they are so close to.
Again, I don't know what these aliens. What would the aliens plan? Because they're not that imposing when they're out of their shit. Like, hit one with an axe
No,
and it's going
but-
down.
Yeah, I
don't-
mean the guy's
they've got-
literally like getting his shotgun ready. Like,
They've got like lanky arms and like
yeah.
they've got range because they've got long
Yeah.
arms, but they've got no body. They've got no muscle.
Yeah.
Do you think they find the bike interesting because they don't have wheels?
Maybe they've just got
Yeah.
legs. But
Yeah.
you just like, what was their plan for coming out of the ship?
Yeah, they're like, have a look around,
See
see what's
someone?
going on.
Have a look. hit
This
it.
guy keeps being too loud, so they want to have an actual explore because the tripod's too big to fit in here.
Yeah,
So
the eye
Yeah.
clearly doesn't work.
yeah,
But they don't find anything. They leave again.
they leave. The other guy's like gone absolutely fucking mad, and he's like trying to dig underground. So
It's like no. Well, no. They go to sleep and wake up, and there's like a thin mist of blood,
yeah, they're like spraying the blood all over the.
and there's like
Yeah.
blood plants.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Which-
blood does that horrible sort of spreading out and causing these like veins to
Oh, it was
appear
awful.
on everything.
Yeah.
It's
Hated that.
so gross.
It's really cool. Hated it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that. Have you seen that? Isn't there that bug that kind of squirts something on your hand and it's viscous like that, so it makes
Yeah.
those. I've seen that video on like Instagram
Yeah.
or something, and I'm
It's
like,
like
nope.
Blood tendrils.
Yeah.
Ugh, hate it. Don't know. Again, don't know what the plan is with those, but
No.
they're doing it.
Well, it's to fertilize. It's to like sow. I guess they're kind of sowing the seeds that they need to make their own wildlife or like own
Very
it.
slowly.
Yeah, they're Mars dust.
Very slowly. But yeah, the other guy is like insane. He's like, they're not getting my blood, not with my blood.
Yeah, and he's like trying to dig, and he's being so loud.
Yeah,
So Tom Cruise is like, "Hey, Dakota Fanning, cover your eyes, sing this lullaby. Don't."
Yeah.
back in.
From equally terrifying film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah. And he kind of just beats him to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think her acting in this bit is really good, where she's
Hmm.
like desperately trying to block out the sounds while singing to herself, but can't sing too loud in case, she gets aliened.
Yeah.
Yep. And then when he eventually comes out and she sees that it is her dad that came out, she just goes and like sits in his lap and hugs him. He's like,
Yeah.
well, she knows what happened.
This girl's gonna need some therapy.
Yeah.
Everyone will at this point.
and then you get the fucking jump scare of the movie.
Yeah. Ugh.
Of they're asleep, and when they wake up, she kind of looks around, and the eye stalk's just right there.
Oh,
How
it's
long
horrible.
was that alien
Yeah.
watching for?
Yeah.
Just watching them sleep. Like,
What?
are they dead?
Is the plan?
They're trying to figure it out. They're not too sure.
They have no idea what's going on.
So yeah, he ends up like cutting it with the axe, and then Rachel's ran off screaming. So he's like, "Fuck, I need to go and find her." And he's being chased by like weird robot tentacles.
Yeah.
And then she gets grabbed and taken up into the.
And there's like pools of blood outside.
Yeah, the door is like these tendril things have really taken hold quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spread quite. They can get a good coverage out of the average man. So spray
Nice.
all the blood everywhere. There you go.
If
Some
you
nice
do it in a
plans.
fine enough mist.
Yeah. We just haven't tried yet. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily he finds like a just a shitload of grenades on like a strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he
Block
he
grenades.
eventually gets taken up. Yeah.
He gets taken up into just a pouch full of people.
Yeah.
And then we see what is happening, which is like they're getting put into these contained cages,
Mhm.
and then a robotic tentacle comes out of maybe the worst designed thing I've ever seen. Why is the thing the
It
tentacle
looks like
comes
a
out
Jar
of-
Jar Binks tongue coming out of an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is it an anus? Why
Yeah.
does that ship have a butthole?
It's got it. Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's-
real
it's-
sphincter. vibe.
Well,
It's designed after the aliens, and the
There is-
aliens have two buttholes either side that have tongues that come out of them.
But there's-
Clearly,
There is
for
the
cleaning.
the rest of the ship is mechanical. Everything else about the ship is mechanical. Why does it have an organic butthole?
Maybe the inside of it's
Don't
organic and the
fix-
outside's mechanic.
What is this
If
aliens?
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fucking
Why have anything else when the butthole system works so well?
Why the butthole though?
Yeah, it's weird though because they pull them into the weird butthole and then they put them down onto the floor after that, and then
I
suck
don't know
out
what
blood.
the aliens' plans
Like
are.
make the butthole thing be the needle.
It's so confusing.
I think the aliens are making it up as they go along at this point.
Yeah.
It really, but why the butt? Why the
Well, I think at this point they're starting to go a
mechanical-
little bit mad for some reason.
a machine, an entirely robotic machine made out of metal, one organic part, and it's the butthole. Why?
Well, it's so that when
So-
he gets tongued up into the butthole, he can be pulled out and there's some
Right.
grenades in it now.
I'd rather.
Because
Just
no
be
matter how
shot.
gross you sound saying that, it's still not as anywhere near as gross as it was in the film.
Yeah.
He gets sucked up into the butthole.
Yeah.
It's so pink. I think the fact that
Yeah.
it's also like if it had been black or something, maybe it would have been a bit better.
Yeah. No, it's like
Or
a
if it
weird.
had, if it was like shiny white or something, so it would look maybe okay. It's just silicon
Yeah, but
rather
no,
than
it's
this
like
like
a
living clenching
weird
butthole.
shade of pink, and it's like descended as well. Like it's not.
Well, yeah, it kind of slurps it. up.
Yeah, that's what I
So
mean.
It is revolting.
There is absolutely no need for the butthole. Like if at any point they were like, "This is why
Like
it has a
we're
butthole."
already uncomfortable.
yeah,
It's already gross. It didn't need to go this extra step.
Like was Spielberg sat there when they were designing this thing and going with like the fucking. I don't know what team did this. It was either Industrial Light and Magic or the Henson Group. Do you reckon that whilst he was designing it, they kept being like, and then the tentacle comes out, it opens, and the tentacle comes out, and he was like, "No, butthole."
Yeah. There needs to be a transition here.
Sorry, Mr. Spielberg, what did you mean? But you just said butthole. What did you mean?
You should know what I mean. And then he flounces off to his trailer. I'd imagine that's what directors do.
Where
Make
the,
it happen.
Where the tentacle comes out, butthole. And they all just kind of looked at each other and went, "Okay."
Okay. And then someone's like, right, I've got the butthole here. What colour is it? Black? No. He didn't say. Maybe we should stick with pink. Yeah, let's stick
Like
with pink.
Silicon, like a silicon sphincter. You didn't hear me, did you? I said butt hole. An anus is what I want. I want the alien ships to have an anus. I want 2 anuses.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks more like a cervix at the start, but it goes very much cervix to butthole.
Yeah. 2 of them on each one. That's where the tentacle comes out. What does the tentacle do? Doesn't matter.
The tentacle picks him up so he can put the grenades in them.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the tentacle do. What the tentacle does, it just needs to come out of the butthole.
Yes,
I
but
must
it
have, I
turns
did
out
find
if you
that
put
the
a-
plot grenades were quite lazy story
Yeah.
writing.
Yeah, I feel like he should have had the grenades a little bit longer.
Yeah.
No one wants a longer chain of grenades.
But yeah, like, oh wow, you can explode these things from the inside. That's really cool. That's
That
really
might
good to know.
come up in
Cut
a
to
bit.
there at Boston.
Yeah. That might
Like
come
this
up
is
in a bit.
this is the bit where I feel like there's just
Yeah, did they
a
cut
little
something?
bit missing. Like
The film needed to end is what
yeah,
it was.
yeah,
Like this film was already quite long.
yeah. It's just under 2 hours. Yeah.
But they get to
Um,
Boston and they're like, everything is dying.
Yeah, the red kind of plant things are like going all brittle and horrible and dying.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
see one of the tripods just collapse into a building, and they're like, "What the fuck happened?"
And the army
They're
are
like,
very
"No."
relaxed about it.
Yeah, they're like, "It just
It fell over.
walked in circles and it fell over. We don't know."
It tripped. Now walk very close to it.
Yeah. And then there's another one that they see walking, but foreshadowing, the birds are landing on it, and he's like, "Fucking shoot it! The
Fucking
birds are
look at
on
the
it. You can
birds."
shoot it."
Look at the birds.
Except it's making its bwah noise.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's more like they're just mouthing at each other.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he's like,
Uh.
"Fuck it, shoot." And then they shoot it a few times with missiles, and this time it works because the force field's down. So
Yeah. And
they die, and the alien hand falls out, and they're like, "Yeah, well,
I really thought the alien hand was going to have a jump scare.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
no.
he gets home and somehow the sun is still there.
yeah." Robbie's there somehow.
Still alive. I feel like he
alive.
wasn't originally, and then test audiences were like, "Where's the son?" Like, oh,
Yeah, probably. He
'cause
he can't die in Army. Army is good.
it felt like that he was meant to die in this film.
Yeah, it really, it's not one of, like, the death isn't ambiguous enough. Like, sure, we don't see it. I assume we do see it, and they cut that when they made the decision to not kill him, obviously.
Yeah.
But it isn't, it's still not like a... I mean, we don't see the body, but we do see him explode.
Yeah. It just feels like, it feels like test audiences didn't like that he died.
Yeah, so they were like, what if he live?
And
Army has to be not die.
And then, like, we have the voiceover at the end, and you learn the important message of this film. And it is the message of this film, which is, sometimes, if you don't do anything, problems sort themselves out. That is the moral of this film.
Sometimes a thing will come down and it will not be prepared for microorganisms and bacteria, and those little things will kill you, so get a fucking vaccine.
But just... Sometimes you don't have to do something. If you have a problem, ignore it. It'll go away. That's the moral of this film.
To be fair, though, I feel like this film would dramatically lose points if at the end it was Tom Cruise that figured that out.
Yeah, it's kind of something that...
He is not the character to be like, the microorganisms are what killed them.
It's one of those
That's
things
why
where...
I think that's why I found this film, I guess, frustrating. Not that from what I remember, is like World War Z. I don't think it's a particularly fantastic film either. At least it doesn't have Tom Cruise in it. But at least it was like the people that are trying to do something about it, rather than this plot focusing solely on this one guy trying to protect his daughter.
Yeah, this is very much just a survival story of some people.
I like that kind of story, though. I think it's just...
It's done well, so I think that's why it is good.
Yeah, and it's like, it's good storytelling because it's from one of the best written stories. It's from the Amazing War of the Worlds, which the ending of that is like, oh, these aliens didn't know it, but they were dead as soon as they ate.
Yeah.
The weird bit at the end is when it's like they ate when they landed, when they took a breath, when they first ate and drank, which probably makes more sense in the book.
Yeah.
But we never see like...
Yeah, no, they don't stop at Macca's.
No.
Like at no point...
They're not going through the drive-thru on the tripod.
Going into one of those deep squats.
Open a can of Coke,
One of those deep squats to do the drive-thru.
Hello, can I take your order, please? Oh. Sorry, I didn't get that.
No, it'd be like, there's one Big Mac and a Diet Coke.
One Big Mac,
large
chocolate
Diet
milkshake,
Coke.
which machine's broken.
Is
that a Happy Meal for the kids? Okay.
We have an Oasis.
It's 2005. What I don't know. What fucking McDonald's
Shrek?
toys did they have in 2005?
Shrek.
Yeah. Do you want a Shrek 2 toy from?
Are you getting one for every single person in the ship? Okay, that's 380 Big Mac.
How are you planning on paying?
Is that a meal, sir? Okay.
Immediately hands all the bags to the people in the cage.
Which drink? No, one of the people puts out a hand to take. Sir, should I just give it to the anus tentacle? Come up to the next window. Anus tentacle.
The guy in the car behind hoots and like honks his horn because you've not moved on quickly enough.
Yeah, sorry, you've got quite a big order. If you go and park in space number 8, and we'll bring the order over for you once it's ready.
Just stood in the parking space, all 3 feet in the parking space, but it's like 50 foot tall.
Like it was spread out, and then it's like the like parking person looking over at them, and they're like, "Oh shit." They look like a lawn flamingo.
It brings one of its little feet in to be in line.
I don't think we've ever had fan art from this show, but if someone wants to draw a War of the Worlds tripod standing in a Macca's car park, that would be amazing. Yeah, just in one space. Well, there's other cars in the drive-thru.
With the anus tentacle with a contactless card in it.
Yeah.
He's waiting. Oh man. But yeah,
Anyway.
so it be alien. It be. Do you reckon? Do you reckon in 2020 the aliens turned up? None of us noticed because we're all inside, and they died so quickly.
They all died of COVID. just
They
immediately.
died so fucking quickly. They're just
face masks on. That's what.
they're just dead underground. Like the lightning hit, made a hole. COVID got in, and they're just dead.
Yeah, that's our modern retelling of War of Thorns.
Well, you say modern retelling. There is a modern retelling, isn't there? There's the 2019
Oh yeah,
War of the
I mean,
Worlds.
This is the modern retelling.
it's the other modern retelling. They even
No,
more
There
this
was
isn't
one-
modern. This is
There
old.
was one a couple of years ago, which the BBC was doing that I was really excited for, and then it ended up being a bit shit.
yeah,
Which
normally.
was like the whole story, but actually like the book where it's set in the late 1800s. And I'm like,
Mm.
that seems really interesting, and then it was just a bit crap.
Yeah, it normally is. No, I
Yeah.
like the 2020 version. COVID got in them and just gone. Just dead
dead.
underground.
So, if you had to rate this movie, how many dead aliens that died of COVID out of 10 would you give it?
I give it a good 7. 7 Big Mac orders out of 10. I think it's good. I think there's a lot of ambiguity, but that kind of adds to the film. It's just very funny to think about. What was the aliens' plan?
Yeah.
What were they up to? They didn't have a plan.
I did not enjoy this super much.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like Tom Cruise at the best of times. Even in Mission Impossible, he is by far the worst thing about Mission Impossible films.
Yeah.
And I think he is genuinely tolerable in those films, just about. But this one, yeah, it was.
It's a lot of him.
It's a lot of him, and it also I don't find him convincing as a deadbeat dad because
He's a Scientologist, however.
Well, I don't particularly think he's attractive, but I think he thinks he's attractive,
Yeah.
and I don't think he thinks he's a deadbeat dad. And that
Yeah,
just
he
didn't.
thinks he's the cool dad that's got the cool car.
But there was no chemistry between him and the son at all.
No.
No.
And I know
Which
they're not
I
supposed to
guess
like
is
each other. I don't mean
supposed
chemistry
to- yeah.
in that they're not supposed to like. But I mean, it's not. There doesn't seem to the relationship didn't feel believable to me.
Yeah.
No.
And yeah, I thought Dakota Fanning was really convincing in this. Actually, she was
She-
better than I remembered. I did remember her being really pissed off with her when I was watching it with Dan last time. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't enjoy this film. It's not enough of a sci-fi to be interesting. It doesn't scratch that sci-fi itch
No.
for me, where it's ooh, look at this cool cool ideas and cool ways we're gonna undo something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't scratch the horror itch as well enough either.
It's like a family drama thriller.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also, it
yeah.
pisses me off that the son doesn't die at the end. The fact that even the mum
He should have
survives.
died. Yeah, he should have died.
Yeah. I guess okay. Don't kill off pregnant Erwin. That's fair. But yeah. So I think and I feel like I'm being generous. 5 icky red tendril thingies out of 10.
Yeah.
Don't really want to watch it again.
That's fair enough.
And I mean, look, the graphics and the camera stuff has all held up fine. I just think that it's a bit of a having read through the plot summaries of the book and how different it is. It's they had free reign to do whatever they wanted to basically with this premise.
Yeah,
And
this is very much
I don't
just,
feel like they did enough.
Yeah, this is very much just the American retelling of this story, but set in America with
Yeah, it's just I think the way they did the aliens and the horrible death ray is cool. But that's about it.
fair enough.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Dan, how many alien plans out of 10?
I was going to give this 8 bows out of 10.
I did look up on IMDb. I was looking at the trivia during watching this, which probably says enough about how I felt about watching this film.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently that's a didgeridoo and some sound effects.
Yeah, makes sense.
8
Ah.
burrs out of 10.
Turns out they're Australian.
They're just Australians.
Just Australians.
Yeah, they came from down under. Yeah, no, I still really enjoyed this. It was definitely like partly the nostalgia of remembering, like, you know, watching it for the first time and being so excited by it. I liked this film so much that actually while watching it, I remembered that during one of my design and technology classes, we had to make a not a diorama, but what's that things where like you use several sort of clear layers and have different things on each one, so when you look through it, it looks sort of 3D.
Yeah.
I essentially, like, my one of them I did was essentially a scene from War of the Worlds. And it had, like, a tripod in the background and all the hills and all the fire and shit. I don't think the teacher liked it very much.
There's always one kid that does something, like, slightly too dark.
Just a bit weird, yeah.
I was awful at, like, I'd come up with an idea that was probably a bit ambitious. And then, like, just get bored 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
And rush it together at the end. That's why my bird feeder was just not safe for birds to feed from. And then I had a little automaton thing that was, I remember it was like supposed to be a hunter walking, like shooting a rabbit, and like they were like running sort of cartoonish, but I put the spokes in the wrong way. I put like the cogs in the wrong place or something. So the hunter was like bunny hopping and the rabbit was kind of running along.
Brilliant. That's
and I was just like, fuck it, that'll do. Like, I'd glued it in place at that point. Yeah, I was like, it's saying something.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what, but
it's good because otherwise you'd have invented an actual automaton. You know, there'd be robots walking around. Helena accidentally designs the tripods in
hopping around like rabbits. Yeah, it was a good film.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm glad that we've finally gotten around to this one. Like, it's been on the list for quite a while, and I was like, you know what, I'm actually in the mood to watch this, so that's why I wanted to put it forward.
Yeah. Fair enough. You also didn't really give us a choice. Well, I guess you said what we're going to watch, and neither of us, we both blanked you for like 2 days.
Neither of you responded, so I was like, right, can we do this one? And then
lesson
you guys
learned.
Pick the next two. Yeah.
Lesson learned, don't let Dan pick.
If you don't choose, we're watching War of the Worlds, okay?
I'll turn this goddamn car around.
Well, I guess with that, I've been Dan.
I've been Michael.
And I've been Helena.
You can find this podcast on social media at Hilton Pod. That's at HILTM Pod. We're on Discord as well if you want to come and show us your pictures of a tripod in a Macca's car park. I checked our Spotify. We've actually had quite a few reviews recently, which is quite nice. So if you want to leave us a review on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, that'd be great. Preferably 5 stars, but we know we deserve 3.
Yeah, this is a 3-star podcast.
At best. Depending on the episode. Although the Shark Tale episode was a 5.
Occasionally. We're a 3-star podcast with 5-star episodes every now and then.
Yeah. You know, we've got to do something good every so often.
So I guess we average out at about 4.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah, that's where the 5 comes in. We do also have a Patreon if you want to support the show, get some bonus episodes. There's all sorts on there. We've looked at some like kids TV things. I've ran a couple of quizzes. It's all gone really well.
Yeah, the quizzes have been fantastic. Faultless.
Yep,
They've
definitely
gone
no
right
issues.
every single time.
Yes.
And are the creepy children's tapes on Patreon, or is that for everyone?
Yeah, they're on the Patreon. Yeah,
the Patreon, yeah.
More of the bedtime story tapes.
Just an insight into why I am like I am.
Yes.
If you've ever wondered, because I sure do.
Yeah, but what special thing are we going to be doing for the Patreon this week?
Tall. Okay, I've got 2 things. Number 1, tall drive-throughs for tripods.
With bigger car parking spaces.
Tall
yes, it's got to have one of those, you know, when there's a bridge and it's got like a height limit.
Yeah, doesn't have
it's
the
one
deep.
of them that's really fucking tall.
Just so the tripod doesn't have to deep squat.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen those? They're like pelican crossings, but for people on horses.
No.
The buttons are really high up.
That's great. I did have an... Oh yeah, the other thing is we want to use the money just to get rid of all of the anuses. just to edit out all of the anuses.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
from
a task.
this movie.
From
Yeah.
this
We're going to
movie.
hire the people from Cats.
I'm quite
Yeah,
attached to mine.
I wanna
Oh yeah.
de-anus this film.
Yeah.
There's
I
just-
mean, I'm on board. I
there's no
could
need
quite
for them.
happily. Like, I don't want to see any of the film again, but like that bit, I extra don't want to see again.
That's it. That's those are the two things. One, tall drive-throughs. Two, removing the anuses from more of the world.
Fair enough. My idea for it is already partly in play. What we do is we have a really small underground podcast for about 3 years, and eventually we'll break through.
We've got a long
And
way.
kill everyone.
Yeah, we break through. Get noticed by everyone. Murder fucking everyone.
Well,
We
if
really upset Tom Cruise.
if we zap all of the other podcasters, we'll be the only ones left.
True.
Yeah. People will have to listen then.
But we will have no guest episodes, I'm afraid.
Just as
Our guest today is the alien tripod from War of the Worlds.
the worst guest. Their audio's just clipping constantly. So what?
Headphone
So
warning,
this is a film from your childhood.
Well, we actually
Okay.
can't figure out how to play one of these because you watched it on Mars thousands of years ago.
Nah, it's the Iron Giant. We don't want to watch it because it's sad.
I don't know how to talk to you.
Oh, guys, it's shat on the
Ah.
floor.
Oh, fuck it.
Tonal?
You just died of COVID.
Oh, fuck. It got a whooping cough.
Got measles. Oh, fuck, this one's got polio.
Oh, one of its legs gets real.
Real angular.
War of the Worlds these days, but they die because of anti-vaxxer mums.
Oh god, the anti-vax mums accidentally saved humanity.
Terrible idea. We're not doing that one.
Unlike the rest of our ideas, which are
Yes,
perfect.
we always do.
Always did.
Right, I'm ending it. I'm calling it.